Good morning, everybody. So I'm starting off by saying, I said we are an institution that is based in South Africa, but we have students from a variety of different countries. And so today I decided to greet in various languages because I was told that I only use African languages and South African languages, and we have students from all over. So I'm trying a different language every day. So today I'm saying, Avuxeni, Goeiemorgen, good morning, Mawara Mutse, Mangwanani Akanaka, Sanibonani, Dumelang, and welcome to this momentous occasion, your graduation ceremony for the Masters and Postgraduate Diploma students. It is indeed exciting, and I welcome you and your families, as well as all those that are joining us online who are watching you. I do see we have people there, hello, some with cameras, some without. And just joining us, hello, they will see exactly what you see sitting in the audience this morning. So just a couple of things. We are in a much better space with COVID, but we do still obviously have our COVID-19 protocols of wearing the masks. What I do ask though is the students, when you come up, you are welcome to take your mask off for your photograph. The procession will keep theirs on and you will have your backs to them. The photographers are here, and although I will speak when you come up because I will be stating your titles, etc., please do look at the cameraman. They get very angry with me when you look at me. So please try and look at the cameras. You are welcome to take videos, to take photos, but we just ask that you don't use flash photography because it does interfere with the professional photos. Wenzel, I hope that's okay, that you agree with me. And then I also ask that you to turn your phones onto silent. There's exit doors on both the left and the right-hand sides with bathrooms at the end if you do need it. But we keep the proceeding to about an hour. So you should all be okay with that because it does get a little bit disruptive. And then just to remember that the reason we do, besides for the COVID-19 protocols, the reason we do these small, intimate type of graduations is because today is your day in the Da Vinci Galaxy, and we want each student to celebrate. So please feel free, those joining online or here, to clap, ululate, shout, scream, do whatever you want for those you love. And we do take our time with each student so that people do get the opportunity to share this moment that you've really taken a lot to get here today. I would please ask you to rise as the academic procession comes in, and once they are seated, you may be seated. Please rise to the academic procession, you may come in. Be seated. So first of all, I just wanted to let you know that the proceedings are being recorded and they are streaming live on YouTube. What we do is they stream live and then we put them up again afterwards with a little bit of an edit just where there's gaps or walking, etc. And then you will be able to always download those and obviously keep them for today's memory. And we ask you to please tag us and share in your Facebook posts and all of the aspects of your celebrations with you and your family. And we do also post on Facebook as you go up with photos, etc., to really share alongside you on this journey. I would now like to please ask the person, okay, so sorry, let me start again. We have our academic procession sitting over there, and basically they represent different parts of the institute. So on my left-hand side is the CEO of the Da Vinci Institute and the Executive Dean of Research and Institutional Partnerships, Professor Habia Klopper. He represents the Da Vinci Senate, and the Senate is who will open the proceedings today as a legal gathering. We can't have a graduation without opening it formally by our highest academic body. Next to him is Mr. Trishan Naika, who is our council representative today. Our guest speaker today is not only a Da Vinci alumnus, but also a Da Vinci council member, so you have 2 council members in the house. He's sitting at the back there, Dr. Zane Donovan Redia, and he will be addressing you today, but is also a council member. And then on the far left is Ms. Louise Fuller, who is our registrar, and she will be capping you today. So it is going to be opened now by Professor Klopper to ensure that this is a legal gathering of the Institute. Prof. Klopper.
By the power vested in me as a member of the Da Vinci Senate, I hereby constitute this congregation as a lawful gathering for the Da Vinci Institute.
So now we get to proceed with some of the fun stuff, and we get to proceed with some of the exciting things that come our way. I will say that, if I can, that our guest speaker is somebody who I really enjoy as a speaker, and he knows that he's one of my favorite humans in the world. But before I introduce him to you, I just wanted to say to each and every one of you today that today is about you, and it is about celebrating each and every one of you, your families and your loved ones, for this absolutely remarkable achievement. I love this quote by Maya Angelou that says that the things you're passionate about are not random, they are your calling. If you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you are. And I have put both of them together, and that is because they're critical to me for 2 reasons that I want to say to each and every one of you. If you are passionate about what you do, you will never work a day in your life. And the reality is that that is when you will truly procreate and give back to society in every single way. So I hope that each and every one of you have found passion in your research, as hard as the journey may have been, and that you continue on this path of lifelong learning, being passionate about what you do. And the reason I say that is because the students that study at Da Vinci, particularly at our postgraduate level, generally do their research in areas that they work in, specialize in, and are experts in. And I hope that each and every one of you will take the research that you've conducted and really focus on the return on investment to yourselves, your families, and society. But I think the other thing is that as Da Vincians, you are unique individuals. You are the shining stars in our Da Vinci galaxy. And I want to say to you that your uniqueness makes you who you are. And I don't want any Da Vincian to ever say, I'm just a run-of-the-mill person, because you have harnessed your remarkability by getting here today. So you'll see later that I speak a lot about the Da Vinci galaxy, and it's something that we've created where we speak about the fact that Da Vinci is a galaxy, and each and every student is a shining star in our galaxy. And each of you has your own constellation, which forms part of your micro ecosystem. I'm sure you've remembered our ecosystemic perspective, but it's about the fact that you're an individual, and we want your constellation to be unique to every single one of you, but to know that your academic home is here at Da Vinci, and that we want each and every one of you to always feel as if you're a shining star in our galaxy. And as many of you may know, stars, although when you look up to the night sky may seem similar, they have their own unique coordinates, they have their own unique space in the sky, and they have multiple other factors that make them unique. And that is each and every Da Vincian. You may have your remarkability in common, but you all come with your own backgrounds, your own life experiences, your own futures ahead of you. And we want to walk this path as alumnus alongside each and every single one of you. So I feel it fitting that our guest speaker today, as I said to you, is not only a Da Vinci alumnus, but he is also the alumni representative on council. Dr. Zane Donovan Redia is somebody who epitomizes what I would say is Da Vinci's remarkability. He is indeed a shining star. If I were to read to you Zane's entire CV, I think I would be here for days. But the reality is, he won't tell you this, but he speaks, is it 9 or 7 languages? 9 languages. He has done that because he has truly embraced. He's worked all over Africa and in multiple parts of the world. And when he goes there, he immerses himself in that culture. So when we speak at Da Vinci about the management of people in the TIPS framework, there is no one I know who does this better than Dr. Zane Redia. He's a respected, dynamic, and innovative business professional with excellence at the executive level, at a strategic level as well. He's an absolute expert in human resources and transformation, and he focuses directly on people, making people's working conditions far better than they were before he arrived. Zane's experience, as I've said, spans multiple geographies, and he has successfully navigated a multitude of cultures, and that's what I think is part of his magic. We may say he's remarkable for speaking 9 languages. I say he's remarkable for embracing every single person. We heard last night our young laureate, Professor Saborno, Isaac Barry, spoke about the fact that love is a really critical part of who we are and what we do, and to make the world a more empathetic place. And I think Zane's title as the King of Hearts is something that he holds dear, but is also something that has really benefited society when we speak about sustainable societies, because it resonates with his commitment to uplift others. As a transformation expert, Zane's experience has seen him engage in a number of greenfield projects, and he's also realized a number of startups. He was recently at the helm of one of the biggest HR back office transformations within the telco space, which touched 22 countries. So I'm disappointed that you can only speak 9 then, Dr. Redia. As a transition coach, Dr. Redia helps individuals bridge the gap of uncertainty, bringing conscious awareness to strategies and individual competence and potential, and so allowing the individual to transition with confidence. If you've ever met him, you will know, as successful as he is, he really takes the time to care about individuals, to care about people, and to move people in organizations. So I say to Zane, he is somebody who characterizes ethics, diversity, and risk committees. He has sat on multiple boards and various areas. He's dealt in civil unrest. He's dealt with things like the Ebola crisis, floods, the current COVID-19 pandemic, and negotiating the human condition within this, which is something really difficult to do. Besides being a sought-after speaker, so I feel lucky that he's joined us today, he's also someone who's often in international roundtables where he really makes his opinion felt. Zane is currently the HR Director, Africa, with Samsung Electronics, and he's also a registered Master HR Practitioner, both in South Africa and the USA. And as I said, Zane holds a doctorate from the Da Vinci Institute, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you your guest speaker today, Dr. Zane Donovan Redia, who joins us.
Why do we have to wear these things? Thank you, Marla. Thank you, Dr. Coogan. Professor Klopper, thank you for the invitation, for allowing me to address this congregation today. Friends, you've come to an important part of your study, and you've really reached a magnificent point in your life journey, and congratulations on that. I'm not sure where Marla got all those many things. When she says all those things, I still prefer to just be a servant of the people. And with that, I'd like to ask you the question, who do you think you are? I want you to reflect for a moment that you've reached this, you've done many things in your own life, but who are you? The world is changing quite rapidly, and paradigms are shifting. The rate and speed of change is unprecedented, and the ability to remain relevant is becoming increasingly a challenge. For the last decade, the intention to go digital has been on the table in many boardrooms. In fact, it took much of our time with very, very little actionable agendas. The progress to move digital was actually something that we tried and failed. However, the pandemic overnight forced a shift in businesses, and we were forced to move into this and to come up with a response. In 2020, I remember being in Cote d'Ivoire at the time and coming back from Jordan via Dubai. With a snowball effect, the countries just started closing down one by one. And all this was instigated by a virus we commonly know as COVID-19. In fact, that label is already outdated as we see the various mutations. We always said that change is inevitable. The mystery remains that did we grow with this change? And that is true for any experience that you have. It's important that you transform to remain relevant. In business terms, as you know, if you come from FNB, you'll know that we're brilliant at coining terms. And the latest coining term that we know is we're in the new normal. I'm sure you've heard that, right? Well, I must break it to you that there is no new normal. It's a fallacy. We're actually in just another state of business as it naturally evolves. So in this midst of chaos and turmoil, I would like to ask you again, who are you? This is quite a loaded question for most, I think, as we often do not know who we are. However, unless we do lots of personal work, that's inner work, and we do lots of self-reflection, and unless we focus on self-mastery, the answer to that question will be largely undetermined. And that's my challenge to you today. You might have passion, but if you don't have a purpose, you would never have a future. So let me help you then to tell you who you are. And indulge me for a second, because freedom and slavery sits in the mind. They're just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. Simplified, you are Da Vincian. And if I had to unpack that for you, I would then say it sounds something like this. You are unique, you are powerful, you are smart, you are vulnerable indeed, you are ambitious, and the list would continue endlessly towards you are abundant. And indeed, if I tie all this together, you are limitless. Through a different lens, and since most of you find yourself in the world of work, then a commercial and PR talk will then say you are a brand. Now, if I had to reflect again, and ask you to reflect at the same time, I'm sure you have a very different view of who you are. How many genuinely think that you are the things that I mentioned? We are so self-critical, yet we are indeed all those things. And for a moment, I want to take you back to a Polaroid picture, you know, those old cameras. And when you take the picture and you use that camera, you need to wait for a while for the picture to dissolve, and it will actually then, you'd find the colors and the images then appear in that picture. But it was all in that picture, there all the time. It just had to need time, and it needed time to be able to be uncovered and develop. And that's you. So you all those things that makes up a Da Vincian. It's important that you know that, and that you believe that, and that you remove all those negative thoughts and emotions that you might have, because it actually blocks your energy and your power. You're not just one thing, you're not just this or that, you are everything. We tend to compartmentalize ourselves into so many things, and we do that with ourselves as well. And I want to tell you today that you don't have to be one thing or the other. You were created to be everything. You need to change the way you look at yourself. You are a brand. You will define what the value of that brand is. You will understand and you will define how competitive that brand is. You will ultimately decide what the value of that brand is. If you, one of those people that think that you work for a boss, then you need to change your mindset. Think of yourself as a commodity. Think of yourself as somebody who engages the employer as a client. You need to remain relevant for that client. You need to do your best for that client, while at the same time you remain attractive to other clients. And at this point, I'm sure some of you are cringing, especially Professor Klopper, because he might be saying to that, Zane, do you know that these academic qualifications are sponsored by corporate organizations like FNB? And unfortunately, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that you must remain attractive to the world outside, because organizations thrive on those people. It is those people that take care of themselves, that remain attractive to the outside, that are your top performers. And organizations want those people. It's at that point that you're in flow with what you do. It's at that point when you're giving your best. So continuously allow yourself to go for interviews. It's important that you constantly benchmark yourself, because people tell themselves stories. We always believe that we're so great, but are we actually? So you need to keep going through that process of benchmarking at least twice a year to see if you're relevant to the market, to see if you can make it to the next space. Because it's important that you don't do that only when the Section 189 comes out. And the organization appreciates people like that. Any organization that is competitive, that is growing, that's in a state of change, wants their people to be ahead of the curve. So, dear friends, what is the value of your brand? You are now an alumni of a very prestigious and boutique organization. Da Vinci is just not any organization. And what does this brand mean for you? And how do you intend to help others and those that you associate with through what you've achieved? Today I invite you to devote. That means that you need to differentiate your value proposition as a brand. Embrace your uniqueness. Don't compare yourselves to others, because you will become vain and bitter. Know your worth and continue to invent and reinvent yourself as you invest in yourself. Execution. Let your words fuel your actions. St. Francis of Assisi always said, and he's a Christian saint, but he said, preach the gospel always, but only when necessary use words. And that meant that your words should always be, your actions should always be more than your words. Because we're people who speak a lot. We say many things, yet we do very little. Value. Find your passion and purpose, and then add that value. Take ownership for your life. Take ownership of your journey, your career, and your job outputs. Appreciate the organizations that you work for. For when we look around, we are very privileged to have work. No man is an island, and therefore, teamwork is important. But choose your friends. Choose them wisely. Choose who you engage with and who surrounds you. Friends determine your altitude. Be efficient and effective. Don't waste resources. Where you work, run it like it's your own business. Any decision that you make, think that if this was my money, how would I spend it? Be prudent on how you use time, money, and all resources. So again, we think of devote, differentiation, execution, value, ownership, teamwork, and efficiency. In closing, you are privileged to be born on this continent. Africa is rich and has so many lessons to teach you. Life is not static. Live now and keep your eyes always on the future. You cannot drive a car looking in the rearview mirror. You can't run your life the same way. So many of us are imprisoned because we're looking at the past so often. We actually hold ourselves there, and we forget that we need to live in the now and in the future. To those people like you, encourage them. In whatever you do, remember the poor. Not only those who are materially poor, but those who are spiritually poor. Make an effort always to uplift others. We are all born leaders. We are all born healers as well, but very few of us practice healing. And you might say, Zain, what does that mean? It's very true. Have your mother or father never kissed your hand or your sore and made it better? That's the healing energy that every human being has. But we tend, as we grow, that we lose those kind of things. We lose the fact that we are born powerful, that we are born to be everything. Finally, always stay humble. Keep your head in the clouds and your feet always firmly on the ground. That is the only way to stand tall. Dear friends, congratulations one more on this mammoth achievement. I think you've done well, but don't stop here. Be a lifelong learner. I hope to see many of you as alumni representatives, and as you continue to participate with the Da Vinci Institute, just remember, reflect on the devote, reflect and go home and understand who you are. If you understand who you are, you'll find yourself and your place in this world. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sure you will agree what an inspiring speaker he is. So Dr. Redia, you said actions speak louder than words. So I tip my hat at you for a really amazing presentation. But I think the words and the messages are really clear here, and it speaks about not only your uniqueness as an individual, but to also remember to continually look forward, that our past does define aspects of our character, but it doesn't have to define your future. And today is the beginning of a new co-created reality for each and every one of you. I also think that something really important that came out of Dr. Redia's discussion is around this concept of bestowing love on the world. I said to you earlier that love and inclusivity and those aspects speak to things of importance. But at Da Vinci, we've looked in the last year at things that we hope that we show value to students for. We don't want to say these are our values because we would never want to impose values on somebody. So rather we say, this is what we value as an institute, and we hope that you as students and almost alumni of the institute can embrace these. The first one is curiosity, to never lose your childlike exuberance and that curiosity that defines each and every one of us. Dr. Redia spoke about the fact that the healing power when a mother or a father or a loved one kisses our hand as children and how we forget that. And I think partially, Dr. Redia, it's because we forget our insatiable curiosity, we forget our creativity, and we should never forget those. The other is about inclusivity. When we speak about transformed environments, this should not be a tick box exercise for people that you almost get this angry tone in people's voices about. For us, inclusivity is about absolute inclusion in all walks of life and in all communities. This means in our daily actions as much as it does in our organizational environments. And then we speak to transdisciplinarity, which is the fact that each and every one of you comes with your own discipline, but you are leaders in your own rights. And therefore, your studies, as we will see when we announce your topics, are really diverse, and that shows us that you are able to traverse different disciplines within your studies. I was fortunate to sit on many of your panels, and I can honestly say that there really is this transdisciplinarity between things. And then lastly, and most importantly, it's about co-creation. Being cooperative and being alongside people is about co-creating in your own lives as well as in society out there. So Dr. Redia, thank you for inspiring us. And now we get to the exciting part, which is where we're going to be conferring the qualifications. So just for procedure, once I start, we don't stop in between because I have to tip my hat and request permission from the member of Senate to grant me permission to call up the students. So I first start off finding my tassel, and then I have to say, Senate member, I request you to confer the qualification of Master of Management in Technology and Innovation on the candidates I present to you today. Thank you. My permission has been granted, and so I would now like to ask the academic procession to please stand as we introduce our first student. Our first student graduating today is Wenzel Christoffel Kotzer. Congratulations. Wenzel's dissertation title is Business Leadership, Visual Memory, and the Possible Exposure of Images from Nature as a Leadership Tool Affecting Change. I know Wenzel personally and have worked with him much, and today I also want to thank you, Wenzel, for contributing your magnificent book Towards Synergy, Leadership Principles Reflecting in Nature, on our young laureate, Professor Sabono Isaac Barry, who we will gladly give him that. Wenzel is a renowned wildlife photographer, and Wenzel, today to you and your family and loved ones, I congratulate you on this remarkable achievement. Well done. I would also like to say that Wenzel's supervisor is Professor Dolph Steyn, who is actually in the audience today and joining us. Dr. Steyn, congratulations on supervising Wenzel in his study. I'm sure he was not an easy student. Wenzel, may you continue to contribute your magnificence of your images and what you do for our environment on a continual basis, and we look forward to seeing you in the future as a lifelong learner. Congratulations. I would now like to introduce our next student to you, Richard Walter Muller. Congratulations. Richard's dissertation title is Developing a Technical Problem-Solving Process for the Project Management Domain. His supervisor was Dr. M. Kangile. Congratulations, Richard, to you and to your entire family on what you have achieved today. May you continue to contribute remarkably with a wonderful return on investment of your research, and I think technical problem solving is something critical in our current environment, so we congratulate you on your contribution. I do remind you that our students do also do modules to complete, but we mention the dissertation title for their contribution to research. Our next student, I'm sorry, but Claudette, you're going to have to wait a moment. Our next student joins us online, and that is Tatiana Estia Page, with the dissertation title, The Role of Human Resource Professionals in Contributing to Toxic Leadership in a Selected Organization, under the supervision of Dr. J. Mgwenya. Congratulations, Tatiana. We can unmute you to say hello to us. I'm not sure if you can see Tatiana there. Okay,
hi, everyone.
Hi, we want to just congratulate you and tip our caps at you today and say well done. Is there anything you would like to say?
No, just thank you very much for allowing me to be here. Thank you.
We congratulate you and your loved ones on this remarkable achievement, and I think Dr. Redia will agree, looking at toxic leadership in the HR profession is something really critical. So we congratulate you on looking at research that is so important to the management of people. Congratulations. Claudette, it is now time for you to come forward. I would like to congratulate Claudette Sagren. Congratulations. Claudette's dissertation title is Barriers to the Career Progression of Women into Senior Leadership Positions within a Selected South African Bank. Sorry, that was a bit of a tongue twister, Claudette. She was supervised by Dr. J. Dickinson. Claudette, I think we can all agree that inclusivity certainly includes equality and empowerment of women, and I think this is a critical topic that you have looked at, and I congratulate you and your family on this remarkable achievement, and may you celebrate women always, but yourself today. Congratulations. I would like to thank First National Bank for investing in the students as well and contributing to the students' progression in terms of lifelong learning. I would now like to call on Chantal Antoinette Bala. Congratulations. Dissertation title, A Descriptive Study into Factors that Lead to Successful Strategy Execution in the Short-Term Insurance Industry in Gauteng, under the supervision of Dr. A. Pulo. Congratulations. Chantal, I want to say to you, as you receive your qualification today, I think that the short-term insurance industry is something that people are often very anxious about, and there's been a lot of issues within that. And I think that you're looking at strategy execution and looking at high-ranking goals is something really critical. So I congratulate you on looking out for the people when it comes to this so that you can actually contribute to global strategy with regards to this, and I wish you and your family a hearty congratulations. Well, Marlene, I assume now that you've seen that I got something in front of me, that you will know that you are getting a special award today. I would like to say, I can hear someone's got me on the link, so I can hear my own voice repeating. So I would like to say to Marlene Moodley today is not only about graduating for you, but you are a top achiever. And I want to say that usually I only award one top achiever, but you are the top achiever in the management of innovation, the management of people, problem solving, creative thinking, decision making, self-other, and social context. What a remarkable achievement. So please do give Marlene an extra round of applause. Her dissertation title was please hold before you do, because I'd like to give her, Prof. Klopper, the award to hand over. So please, Marlene, that is your award today, and please smile and look at the camera while I state your dissertation title, an exploratory study into key factors towards managing organizational change and transformation at Tracker's Sale Contact Center. Her supervisor is Professor Paul Singh, who is in the audience today as well. Prof. Singh, congratulations on your student's achievement. And to you, Marlene, and to your entire family. I think many of you know, being a student, it is not easy. As I said, there's darkness amongst that shining star. But today, you are certainly a shining star as you receive this award. I congratulate you and your remarkable family on this achievement. Congratulations. I would now like to introduce our next student to you, Alicia Chetty. Congratulations, Alicia. Alicia's dissertation title is The Effectiveness of Succession Planning in Preparing First-Time Managers in a South African Retail Bank. Her supervisor is also Professor Paul Singh. Prof. Singh, you are up a lot today. And congratulations to you, Alicia. I think that looking at things like succession planning in terms of talent management and the management of people is something extremely critical. We need to keep our talent in this country. So I congratulate you on this remarkable achievement. And our photographers are now giving me the evil eye. So I will let Louise first let you take the photo as I congratulate you and your family today on this magnificent achievement. Congratulations to you, Alicia, and welcome to the Da Vinci alumnus. Well, I'm getting another one, so poor Henrietta knows what's coming her way too. But I would like to acknowledge the next student, who is Henrietta van Twisk. I need you to give Henrietta a double round of applause, because not only is she a top achiever for the management and leadership development, managing the systems way and the management of technology, which I'm giving to Prof. Klopper to hand over to her, but she has also received her qualification cum laude. Her dissertation title is Summative Evaluation of a Foundational Learning Program for Technical and Vocational Colleges in South Africa. Her supervisor is one of our deans, Dr. Mario Landman, who's also sitting next to Dr. Reddy at the back there. Henrietta, I know what it takes to receive a qualification cum laude, and really to just pass a qualification is a remarkable achievement, but to receive it cum laude and a top achiever award is really a mark of remarkability. Congratulations. I hope that you and your family celebrate you and your achievement today, and congratulations. I'd also like to make mention of the Services Seater for investing in the student. And Henrietta, I know that foundational learning programs, as an educationist myself, are critical to what we do in this country. So thank you for contributing that as well. All right, so the next students that are going to be up completed electives in project management, and we want to thank Eskom for investing in the students, and that is Vigenthram Pandaram. Congratulations. Vigenthram's dissertation title is An Inquiry into the Meaningfulness of Work Experience by the Eskom Generation Engineers, under the supervision of Dr. M. de Klerk. I think we can all agree that Eskom as a utility is something that is critical to our country continuing to move forward, as Dr. Reddy has said, and not look in the rearview mirror. And I think, honestly, Vigenthram, by contributing to research in this field, I know many people hear Eskom and want to run in the other direction, but research is the only way in which we are truly going to take it forward. So thank you for this remarkable contribution, and to you and your family on your achievement. Congratulations. So we are now finished with our masters today, and we congratulate them again, but I will give them a round of applause again later. And now it is time for something extremely exciting for us. And before I tip my hat at our Senate representative, we are graduating our first group of postgraduate diploma in business leadership students. And the students that are here today have certainly made their mark of remarkability, as not only our first group within this qualification, but as students who achieved this qualification in minimum time and really contributed remarkably with their research in this important field. So our Senate representative, I request to you to confer the qualification of a postgraduate diploma in business leadership on the candidates I present to you today. Thank you. Right, so the following students completed electives in marketing management, and I'm really excited to introduce to you Kribashni Govender. Congratulations. Kribashni's project title was The Transition into the Fourth Industrial Revolution, the Impact on Information Technology Teams. Kribashni, I don't think any of us can deny the importance of the fourth and pending fifth industrial revolution and this dance between technology and humanity, the management of technology and people. I congratulate you on contributing to a very critical and important field. Congratulations. As Kribashni gets capped, I want to congratulate the entire Govender family on Kribashni's remarkable achievement and for her to really know that she has contributed to not only self, but to your entire family. Congratulations. Our next student up is Roxanne Janine Pimer. Congratulations. Roxanne's project title is The Impact of Remote Working on Employee Vitality and Performance Levels in the Banking Industry. Roxanne, I think many of us have faced and do face working remotely, and the COVID-19 pandemic has absolutely amplified that. And your contribution is something that is extremely agile. And as you know, at Da Vinci, agility and engagement are a really important part of the management of people and technology. And you have certainly added innovation to that with your project that you undertook. Congratulations. As Louise caps you, I want to say to you, to your entire family, and to those that stood alongside you on this journey, a hearty congratulations, and may you celebrate extensively today. Congratulations. I always say they save the best for last, and so we have our last student up today who we're extremely proud to introduce to you, and that is Evasan Paramel. Congratulations. Evasan's project title is The Impact of Effective Leadership on Performance in the Financial Sector. Evasan, I think we can all agree to the fact that the financial sector has taken massive strain. We are in a country that is struggling with socio-economic issues, and I think the fact that you're looking at effective leadership in a space like this is something really critical, and particularly because you're looking at performance goals. So I congratulate you and your entire family today. Please stand with pride as you contribute to our nation. Congratulations. You may sit down. Thank you. So that brings us to the end of the students graduating. And I want to say, as we place each star, I'm going to mention their names and say that they are placed in the Da Vinci galaxy. Wenzel, Richard, Tatiana, Claudette, Chantal, Marlene, Alicia, Henrietta, Vigenthren, Kribashni, Roxanne, and Evasan. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And I will give you a massive round of applause afterwards, where I will ask my procession to also give you a hearty congratulations. And now it is time for me to award something that is slightly different to those awards we've awarded. What we do is we have Senate Awards at the Da Vinci Institute. These are the highest awards, and they are awarded a year later. So the whole idea of this is that we want to ensure that the research output of a student has actually had extensive value. If we do not have a candidate, we do not award the awards. So this is not a given that every year in a cohort there will be someone who's awarded the qualification. And the master's reward is called the Mandala Research Award. The mandala is a symbol of integrating different parts into a synthesized construct of subjective truth. The more we become integrated, or the more a piece of work is integrated, the more authentic it becomes in striving towards wholeness. This award distinguishes the level of integration, which we term collecting, as opposed to connecting ideas, theories, experience, etc., as advanced in the relevant research. The study has to be transdisciplinary in nature and also demonstrates heterogeneity. I would like to call on Professor Klopper to please award this to our candidate today. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the Mandala Research Award recipient of 2021, and that is Mr. Tharshan Mudli. Congratulations. I was indeed privileged to sit on Tharshan's oral panel, and I can tell you that his ability to really transcend all aspects of the management of technology, innovation, and people in a truly systemic way is something he does absolutely remarkably. You are welcome to take it off, Tharshan, yes. I congratulate you on this, Tharshan. It is not every day that somebody gets a reward like this, and this is your mark of remarkability being recognized by the Institute. You're indeed a remarkable student, and we are so proud of you and the entire Moodley family today. Congratulations. We know that Tharshan's also going to hopefully soon be a doctoral student at the Institute and one day don the red cape. But the reality is you can even listen to Tharshan speaking in our Demonstrosione later this month, where he's actually going to be speaking about his contribution of his topic. So for the return on investment that you've given to our country and to our continent, Tharshan, I congratulate you once again. Congratulations. Before we close off the ceremony, it is tradition at Da Vinci to serenade our graduates with opera singers. Because of COVID-19 regulations, we don't do public singing, but we do certainly play our opera singers singing it at the Da Vinci Institute to each of you, and we will be doing God Bless Africa today. Congratulations. Congratulations once again. So it is now my time, before Prof. Klopper closes the proceedings today, to really have the privilege of saying goodbye and hello in a different way. So you came in here as students, and I'm proud to now say you are alumnus of the Da Vinci Institute. And I know that with all of the executive of the Institute, the council, the president of the Institute, as well as all representatives and stakeholders, we say to you, please stay connected with us throughout your life's journey. We want each and every alumnus of the Institute to stay bonded to us, because for us, it is you who makes the brand. As Dr. Reddy has spoke about an individual as a brand, but for us, each and every student that goes out there continues to build the Da Vinci galaxy. So I will explain the galaxy a little bit by saying, in a galaxy far, far away, tucked into the gas and the dust of our inclusive particles, sits a tiny galaxy called the Da Vinci galaxy. And what I will say, it has bright, shining, and remarkable stars. And Wenzel, Richard, Tatiana, Claudette, Marlene, Alicia, Henrietta, Vigenthrin, Krabashni, Roxanne, Evasan, and Tharshan, you are remarkable stars in our galaxy at Da Vinci. I want to say that you are joined by many other alumnus of our institute. You are joined by multiple constellations. But the remarkable thing about a constellation is that it is unique. It is, as Dr. Reddy has said, your very own brand. So we have constellations, as you can see twinkling there on the screen, and your viewers at home can also see that. That is one of our constellations, the Remarkable Cow. We've got the TIPS framework, the 9 dots that I'm sure you know about that form a kite at Da Vinci. And all of those are part of the Da Vinci constellations. But you as individuals and your unique constellation is yours. So I'm hoping, Wenzel, that I get some kind of animal from you, and I'm waiting to see the constellation. And from many of you in the banking sector, please don't give me a calculator constellation or a computer. I need something a little bit more creative. But the reality is this is how you plot your place in the Da Vinci galaxy, however you choose to show up and to show your voice. Last night, as we awarded our laureates for 2021, which is the young Professor Saborna Isaac Bari, who's only 9 years old, and on the other spectrum, we were honored to award Dr. John Carney as our laureate. And as they spoke last night at the PhD or the doctoral graduation, they both spoke obviously from completely different generational ideas, but it was about investing in the youth, investing in people, and remembering things like empathy, love, and never forgetting creativity. But what came out really strongly for me was something that neither of them spoke to, but if you listen to both their speeches, it was the duality. On the one hand, Prof. Saborno spoke about the fact that maths and science is an art, and that it should be seen as something creative and exciting, which most people don't see maths and science as. And on the other hand, Dr. Carney spoke about the fact that many people say that the humanities and the social sciences and the arts are not real careers, so you must go do a BCom and then you must go and do what you want to do in plays. But the reality is that that duality is something really important in life. And what I love about the Institute's qualifications is that they do merge all the various aspects of both the humanities and social sciences, the arts, philosophy, etc. And that's why we speak about transdisciplinarity. But there's something else we speak about in the duality. Right at the beginning, I said to you that in the darkest skies, the brightest stars shine. I am not going to tell you that your life will be perfect and plain sailing because you've been awarded this qualification today. What I will tell you is that I know without a shadow of a doubt there were many dark days on this journey. But each and every one of you came out of that darkness and you shone your colors of remarkability into something that cleared that dark sky. And that means that today, as you placed your star in the galaxy, you were able to do something very important with duality. Embrace both your light and your shadow. You will remember when you came to Da Vinci that we told you that there's this duality between light and shadows or light and darkness. And that is about the fact that if you want to truly be a holistic individual, you have to embrace both the light and the dark within you. You have to harness your remarkability by actually saying that those parts of ourselves that we maybe like to hide or don't see, they can come up in your voices in very unique ways. So I say to each and every one of you today, you shine brightly because you overcame darkness and you embraced your shadow. I congratulate you and I congratulate your family on this magnificent and remarkable achievement. I would now like to ask that the academic procession please stand. And before we sing the national anthem, I would like to ask each of us to now congratulate Wenzel, Richard, Tatiana, Claudette, Chantal, Marlene, Alicia, Henrietta, Vigentrin, Krabashni, Roxanne, Evashin, and Tharshan for the last time in their graduation ceremony. Congratulations. We will now ask you to stand for the national anthem, after which the academic procession will leave, and then outside at the back, we will have some snacks for you and time. We've got a photographer. You do have your professional photos, but if you'd like to take photos with your family, and my handsome lineup here with Dr. Reddy definitely leading the way there. He'll be in the front there. And you're welcome to have with the procession because we know that it's something you like to have as keepsakes. So feel free to do that. And as I said, we are on time, so you do have time to celebrate and share some fun times there. And of course, to the supervisors, please don't disappear because I'm sure your students would also want photos with you. So we will now sing the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa. The academic procession will now leave, and then please follow us and join us outside.